Hello there again. This is John Pace, Rolling to Win Live. I'm excited to bring episode 2, so that is 2 in a row. Of course, I should probably say that the start time is recommended at 8:30 instead of at 8:30 because I can't seem to get on here before 8:45. That's all right. Things happen. Eventually I'm going to get all these technical things worked out. Tonight's episode is very simple. It's turning trials into transformation. So I myself got into this space only because I was in a situation that I needed. I needed. What did I need? Let's see. Need to get my mindset right. Like I fell off a roof. I broke my back. I lost everything. I was at a moment where um, it was either get busy trying to fix things in my life or get busy just getting over it. And by getting over it, I mean, I had been to the point where I guess I laid in bed. I just sort of stared at the wall. I always had the feeling of impending doom about me. At least going through that particular moment in life, it was rough. But once I got it in my head that it was really time that I had to get busy doing something else. That's when I got up and started doing something else. So tonight I've got 3 interesting stories of men who had encountered terrible problems, maybe from birth even. But I'll start in with Ryan Shazier, and Ryan Shazier, as I try to find this here, is a former NFL linebacker who broke his back in 2017 during a game, and it was looking like he would never walk again. But against all odds, he worked it out so that he would. I guess that he just didn't let anything stop him, so he made sure that he accomplished his goal of walking again. And we'll try to share his page. Let's see which one's him. That's not us. This one, yeah, it's right in here. There it is. Yeah, here we go. Doop, doop, doop. Boom. All right, so
The hand that fate deals you and play it as your own
this
for
is
what could be
Ryan
more fitting. Does that
Shazier,
resonate with you in any sort of
Pittsburgh
way?
That's
Steelers.
almost like my life. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like everybody wants things to go the way they want them to go. Everybody has a dream of how they want life to be. Whatever hand you get dealt, you have to live with it. My goal was to be in the NFL 15, 17 years, be in the same conversation with Ray Lewis when it came to being one of the greatest linebackers, Luke Kuechly, Patrick Willis. Now my name's in a whole different conversation of, somebody that's inspirational, that somebody that provide motivation for people, somebody that, people look up to when they going through a tough time. I never thought that that's what I was going to be when, growing up.
Yeah, that way of thinking is like
Yeah.
stoicism.
Yeah, you have to. A lot of times people think about things of how they wanted to go and something happened and it's like now that changed their plans, but it's like there's a plan for you. You have to live throughout that plan.
Yeah.
And it's been a lot easier for me to transition with me thinking this way instead of always looking back in the past and wishing that things went the way I wanted them to go.
Right. Looking back in the past and wishing that things were going the way he had intended them to go. Can't live in the past. Your past doesn't need you, but your future does. Um, so Ryan didn't give up. He believed right from day one that he was going to walk again. I mean, not everybody who has a spinal cord injury is going to walk again. I myself have a spinal cord injury, and it ain't happening. But I can tell you that I haven't given up, and I'm able to stand if I can hold on to something, which is something I never thought I'd do. I live a good life over that. So seeing stories like this, though, really inspired me to try to do more, do my best, make sure that I am giving my best. Because if life has afforded us another chance, then we have to take that chance and use it for something good. Next up, I have Nick. Oh man, Santanastazo. I can't say the name, but this guy is amazing. He was born with hand-heart syndrome. which is sort of a broad term that talks about it's about different birth defects, varying degrees, missing limbs. Nick was born with only one arm, so no legs and only one arm. Find him here real quick. I know I had it in here. So here is Nick Santanastasso.
Our goals are too big, that we're not good enough, smart enough, pretty enough, whatever it may be. But we all have a choice. The choice is you can let the outside noise affect you or drive you. What's it gonna be? Nick, what'd you do? I cut my arm off! You're like, why? I remember how excited I was. I went back to school, I looked at these people, I said, I'm gonna become a wrestler. My friends supported, but people laughed. And they said, Nick, let's be real. How are you gonna become an athlete, let alone a wrestler? You have no legs and one arm. You see, in life, we're always gonna have the outside noise, the haters, the naysayers, the people that tell us that our goals are too big, that we're not good enough, smart enough, pretty enough, whatever it may be. But we all have a choice. The choice is you can let the outside noise affect you or drive you. What's it going to be? Nick, what'd you...
Right. You can let that outside noise affect you or drive you. That's interesting stuff. So Nick took control of his life using his physical differences as a source of strength. So he became a bodybuilder, of all things. He's a motivational speaker, an author. He helps people see that they can overcome any obstacle with the right mindset. I mean, the guy is amazing as it is. I've been following him for quite a while now, and I thought that he should be mentioned, especially when we're talking about turning these trials into triumphs, right? And he's sort of the epitome of what that looks like. I have a third guy. His story is a little different, right? His story is a lot like many stories that I've heard over the years. It's the same story that my own son shares. It's the story of a man who had gotten himself addicted to drugs. He overcame those and went on to great things. His name is Tony Hoffman. And he went from being in prison to being in the Olympics as a BMX rider. Proof that there is just no end to what you can do when you put your mind to it. And this is just, this is his prison photo, his prison ID right here. And then who you choose to be later on, which there he is, his prison photo, and then his Olympic ID. Quite amazing stuff there. Caption of this one says, your past doesn't define your future. No matter what you've been through, the choice to create something better is always yours. And the next chapter is up to you. I can't agree more. So Tony turned everything around. In his new path, he became a pro BMX athlete, and now he works as a motivational speaker. He has his hand in a rehab facility. His story resonates with anyone who's facing the dark times, as he is one who demonstrates that at our lowest points, those are the times where we can look back, reflect, and then move ahead into a much brighter future. So Tony's work helps others struggling with addiction. He uses his story to show that no matter how far we fall, we can still come back stronger. And he's proof that setbacks can lead to profound transformation. Indeed. That's just three of the guys there that three dudes that are just amazing and have really encountered some bad stuff, whether they brought it on themselves or not. They have managed to triumph. So what I'm going to move into here is I have some tips to think about turning those setbacks into comebacks, right? So let me get this pulled up. Present share. I know it takes time to do these things. I'm getting better at it though. Now we can go over here and I can draw drawing right for you. First one up here, I've got number 1. Let's focus on progress and not perfection. All right. So when we're trying to get out of that hole, we're always concerned with how things are going to look. So instead of waiting until everything's perfect, look for those small wins along the way. Look for a starting point. Like I could start right now instead of waiting for the time when the time is right. Focus on progress, not perfection. A lot of times we have this image of what something should look like, and when we're looking for what we think is perfect, we're not necessarily doing anything, right? So we have to get moving. And as long as you're taking action, you're going to make progress. But if you're waiting for the perfect moment, you never will. And that's sort of my take on focusing on the progress and not the perfection. Second here, identify your strengths. So when you're down and out, you need to identify your strengths. Sounds like a word salad there. So how do you do that? I mean, you could sit down, you could just focus. You could say, what am I good at? What do I like to do? When the setbacks hit, it's easy to feel defeated. And you need to take a moment to remind yourself of the past challenges that you faced and how you got through those. We don't always want to use some of the same coping mechanisms. So like maybe if you're encountering a problem and you're an alcoholic and you turn to a drink to get over it, you never really got rid of the problem. So you don't need to be doing that same thing. But in the past, what is something that has helped you to overcome obstacles in your way? Whether it's your determination or your creativity or your persistence, you want to lean on your strengths after you have identified them to get through any sort of a trial or tribulation that you're encountering at that particular moment. Number 3, visualize, if I could spell, there we go, your victory. All right. In that, we want to visualize our victory. So what does that look like? Imagine what success looks like to you. On the other side of whatever challenge you're facing. You picture the feeling that you'll have. You picture what the outcome looks like. You picture what impact it's going to have on your life, the lives of others around you. When you visualize things, it is a reminder of the bigger picture, what you're actually doing things for. And in that, like really, while you're in a visualization process, sometimes you can come up with the greatest solutions to whatever problem you're facing. It'll hit you out of the blue, where just the thought occurs to you and you're able to move forward. But picture what your life would look like if you were working on these things, if you are doing these things. And that'll be more motivation to get started if you haven't started and to continue along the path if you're already on your journey. Number 4, learn the power of acceptance. Acceptance. All right. So some things are simply beyond our control. By focusing on what we're able to control, which is usually only ourselves and our responses to situations, and letting go of what we can't, we're able to free up the energy to make better choices and to adapt to what's ahead. When you know that the only thing that is within your power is how you respond to things or how you are able to use yourself to overcome things, start to understand that your victories are going to come from what you do, not from what others do or from what others have done to you or anything like that. It starts to shift your mindset from the mentality of being a victim into being a survivor, right? So that power of acceptance is saying that it's my fault that I'm in the situation I am, right? Because you can always look back to something like that. I look back in my own life at something that I could have changed, right? Had I been wearing, like, I wasn't wearing safety equipment when I was working on a roof, which it was just residential, and I was just hanging out with my granddad working on a roof. But if I'd been wearing safety equipment that day, then my life wouldn't look anything like it looks now. I wouldn't have fallen off the roof. I wouldn't have suffered the spinal cord injury, and I wouldn't have made the different moves in my life that I have that have opened the doors for me, and to even be sitting in front of you with doing a show, right? Just trying to explain some of the stuff that I've learned in the past while trying to overcome this thing that I was presented with. But looking back, it's my fault. I could have been wearing safety equipment. I didn't have to go on a roof without it. You understand where I'm at? Now, got another thing here moving forward. If you just set flexible goals, things are easier. So set flexible goals. All right. So life rarely goes as planned. So when setbacks happen, it's okay to adjust your goals or your timelines. Flexibility is going to let you adapt to things without feeling like you've actually failed. So let's say you encounter, I mean, what's one of the worst things that could happen? Probably a funeral of a family member. Somebody dies, but you have a deadline on Monday, right? The funeral is not going to stop just because you have work to do. So it's better to go ahead and put that off, right? And the reason I say that, I mean, in the past, I missed funerals of family members. I was busy working, really wiring apartment buildings, right, for low voltage and fiber optic stuff. That stuff could have waited, but in my mind, I had to get these things done in order to, it's okay. I mean, the dead don't need me, etc. Like, I just really had sort of a heartless outlook on it. And had I just taken that time to say goodbye, then there could have been some different. I don't know. It ended up being a depressing situation. I really got down hard on myself, but all that could have been avoided should I just went ahead and had I just went ahead and been like, hey, look, this thing doesn't have to happen. I could put it off until tomorrow, Monday. I don't have to get paid on this project right now. It'll wait a day or two. All right. And then the biggest thing there, one of the biggest things you can do is surround yourself with support. Here's where I always went wrong, because I always tried to do things on my own. I forgot what it's like asking for help. But I did learn that I had to ask for help eventually, especially after a spinal cord injury, and I couldn't do things for myself. But you want to surround yourself with people that want the best for you, people that want to see your outcome be the outcome that you're looking for. But not only that, we want to surround ourselves with people who are going to help us to get there, right? And we can be the best friend we can be, and we're looking for the best friends for ourselves at the same time. Resilience is not just a solo journey, but it's important to connect with people who lift you up, friends, family members, mentors. Sometimes just sharing what you're going through can give you a new perspective and some of the encouragement that you need. Don't ever surround yourself with people who don't want the best for you, or people who tell you that, your goals are stupid or you're not going to make it. That's never going to work. So that's not exactly somewhere you want to find yourself. And there's 6 tips to kind of help you turn the trials you're having into triumphs. Got to find this cursor. Yeah, so what I'm doing now, I don't have any viewer spotlights yet, but when I do, we're going to have fun with it. But what I like to do is come over here to Reddit, where we have stuff about spinal cord injury. I like to try to give my 2 cents there. And let's see, we can sort by new. Is this in the spinal cord injury group? This does not look like it's in the spinal cord injury group. Nerve gen, nerve repair. Well, I thought I had it pulled up. I guess not. There we go. I really have, oh, okay. It says Happy Halloween from Lieutenant Dan. I think Lieutenant Dan was missing legs, though. Somebody's selling that. Lots of Halloween costumes. I hadn't popped in here, so this is my little pop in here and look around today. Usually there's something in here I can talk about, so it's fun. Feed, join, hot. There we go. Sort by new. What's new? What's new in here? That's weird. Oh, C4 incomplete quad. That doesn't sound good. I don't know much about the quad world. We hadn't really had a very active community in here since the last time. I don't know what it would be. Something interesting to look at in the future. It doesn't look like anything's happening tonight, so we're not going to really be popping off any there. If I go back over to these grams, Instagrams. All right, well, it is what it is. That made that segment a little short. Well, thank you for being with me on this Friday night. You could be anywhere you want to be, but you're here. And me, I'm trying to just get good at this thing. Before we close, I want you to remember, though, that setbacks are simply chapters in the larger story of our lives. So every comeback we make builds our strength and character. And at rollingtowin.com, you'll find the support, the group, etc., that you need to get you through your setbacks and on to your next triumphs. Now, share Rolling to Win with you really quickly. The website here. Rolling to Win, the website, not just the live show. How fun is that? This way, you can see for yourself. Sharing. Here we are. But is it sharing? Yes, it is. You add to stage. Copy. There we go. Now we've changed it up. So this is the Rolling to Win website. It's real easy. Your next chapter starts here. You come here, you click the button. There's a little video for you that I'll tell you all about things. Ready to write your next chapter? Boom, right here. And then you have me. You can book a day right there. I've got openings on these days. These are the days I'm open for this particular call. So come on in. I'm ready to talk to you. All right. I don't see that there's any comments to get to tonight. And if there was, we would just pop them off. But I appreciate any viewers, and I hope everybody has a great Friday night. Thanks.